What's going on, you guys? This is Supreme King back here again for another video. And I wanted to talk about the rumors, or it might actually be true, From Software Games actually having multiple games in development underneath their brand. I think it's fantastic. I think it's going to be awesome for the fan base, which, let's face it, Elden Ring has just exploded the fan base. I mean, that game is so far the game of the year until probably God of War got something to say about it. We'll have to see. But for this video, the biggest thing that stands out for me is I heard that they have one particular title that's supposed to be their next game that's already in its final stages. Now, on paper, that sounds fantastic. It does. It sounds awesome simply because you don't hear about a lot of games being in their final stages when they first announce them or whatever. And it doesn't sound like the game hasn't been announced, like the name or whatever, or any footage. But my only concern with it is From Software Games has had a notion of being a little bit repetitive with how they do their, how am I going to say this? Like, it's a little bit repetitive how they come out with the formula for their games. You know, the Souls games is synonymous in itself. Like, we all know what a Souls game is. It's the game that so many people was crying on the internet, the past few months about getting their, face pushed in by the NPC. But I'm pretty sure a few of you has followed this one story of channels going back and forth with each other. Oh, and it all started from Elden Ring. A lot of you've seen that, right? Elden Ring was a game that took the community by storm, right? And one thing about the hardcore, the people that have been there from the start, those guys all tell you that after a few bosses, it just seemed like they were facing the same people and over again. Now, I want to be completely transparent in this video for that game and that series. Even though you see a couple of these titles in the drawer and up here, I actually have not started the Soul series yet, and I don't currently own Elden Ring. When Elden Ring first came out, I wanted to be someone who respected the series and just go back and play everything else first. And I knew I was going to create a channel, and it was always going to be a thing that people just like to see you get kicked around in these Souls games. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll try it on camera eventually, right? And I'm probably going to go in chronological order as far as like the releases, with a few exceptions, because I didn't play the PS3 version of Demon Souls. But I want to start with the PS5 version, then go back and play Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and then I think Sekiro comes after that. I don't know the exact order, but I wrote it down somewhere. But I will say, for Souls-like games, I play Remnant from the Ashes with my co-host on the Rocket Launcher podcast. Shameless plug. Rocket Launcher podcast is every Sunday morning at 10:30. Come check us out. But I played that with him on with my co-host as co-op, right, from start to finish, and some of the DLC. And there were times where we were having a blast, and there were times where we were just getting kicked around by the game. I mean, it was brutal. And then I turned around and I played Code Vein, right? And neither one of these games were from software, but they were like Souls like. I was kind of just like warming myself up to it. And Code Vein was like on the opposite side. It was like relatively easy. It was kind of crazy. And like, yeah, you do get like this assist character that runs around with you, but overall, even with the assist character like not helping, it was pretty easy compared to Remnant of the Ashes. But the third game that I want to play before jumping directly into the real Souls games was Mortal Shell. And I actually have PS Plus, the lowest tier. I claimed Mortal Shell one time when they offered it as like a monthly game or whatever. So I want to actually play through that. I heard that one was real short. I want to play through that, then I want to go through the series. But the biggest thing about this video, I just wanted to say, like for the From Software formula, I don't want them to just come out with Souls games where it's almost so identical that you barely could tell the difference. Like, I would look back at other footage of people playing older Souls games and I could recognize the sound of when you slash the enemy for the final time. It would make a higher pitched sound that lets you know that they're dead, and it's like that same sound is like in Elden Ring, right? And then some of the same animations, it was a lot of copy and paste there, right? And it still worked because it was such a huge audience that played Elden Ring, right? But we gotta also understand, like, a lot of those people, this was their first Souls game, and it was such a much bigger audience, playing that game compared to the amount of people who went to Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, or Demon Souls, or Sekiro, right? A lot of these new guys, the streamers especially, everybody just skipped that, right? And they went straight for Elden Ring. Like, a lot of new people. I can't, I'm just, broadly speaking, from what I've seen, from what I've observed. And I'm not sure if they can capture that magic again if the next From Software game comes out and it's like 80 to 90% similar to Elden Ring, and you slap different skins on the enemies, maybe a different lore, you get somebody to do voice acting to do it slightly different for some of those cutscenes, and it's like, it might end up looking exactly the same, in the long run. That might work against them because, I mean, some of these other games out here, it's more console war than anything, but it's been complaints about how games has some copy and paste going on from older games, and Elden Ring somehow got a pass. But I feel like the next From Software games might not get that same pass when you're talking about, multiple new projects. Now, I know they outsource some of them from what I was reading, so it might not be exactly the same, but I can imagine that there's a certain formula there that they're looking to make sure it's the same no matter what. I'm just thinking that maybe it might work against them. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that. Are you guys going to keep buying From Software games? I think I will still buy the next one that comes out, and I am going to buy Elden Ring. Don't know if I would play Elden Ring on stream from start to finish. I think a lot of people are done with that, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people do still want to see me rage and get the tar beat out of me. So that's the thing, whatever. But other than that, that's all I got for this video. Again, Rocket Launcher podcast every Sunday morning. It is pre-recorded. We just release an episode every Sunday morning. And other than that, I think that's it for this video. Like the video, share it out to whoever, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.